My name is Mohandas, and I was marooned on an island at 7 years old and was all alone for the rest of my life until I passed over in my sleep. I never saw another person in physical flesh the entire time. In later reincarnations, I was to become the Blue Rishi, but this was my apprenticeship in this isolation of nature, and it was a magnificent test of my will, though the price in the beginning was severe. You know, in among the endless days of combating lost hope, I managed to muster a faith quite new to me that grew, and guess what? It ended up saving me. I achieved it by helping everything else around me, from ants to birds, to sharing my food with some wildlife. In this way I found, in the habitat, I could make an amazing difference. It was special being in service as a guardian. I loved, I had purpose. I was putting beauty into everything because it was a joy. The amazing thing was all different creatures recognized my gestures. Nature became my university, and the subjects I fell into were peace, health, and divinity. As a PhD, that exposed love as the language of creation. Not bad for a naughty boy, as they knew me in my village. The solitude of the island offered me a permanent meditation lifestyle. There's a lot to be said for resting when you want like the animals. Well, that's a joke. Yes, there were peaceful times, but also floods, hurricanes, tsunamis, fires, crab invasions, millions of them. It was a feast and famines. I nearly drowned in the caves and regularly fell asleep and fell out of trees. I learned to love, which was magical. I had to distinguish what it was in myself. But you know, I watched other animals, and they know deep affection when it comes with trust. Consciousness is holistic, conducting representation in our organs and meridians and chakras, and only managed by our minds. I eventually became vegetarian to be as a pure entity of my own vibration. This placed me as a protected species by everything, and that's when it all changed. And so as I thought, it became a power of manifestation after the purification getting my blood clean. I called it the oneness. I found an angel in me as dreams arrived as mirages, carried on invisible wings. I weaved them into realities. I came to know I was not alone. There were watchers occupying the same space as every vision I debated with ancestors. Nightmares are not curses, but raw materials for healing. I asked the owl to guard my passage between realms, showing me where the healing herbs grew in secret valleys. Even broken dreams carry seeds of prophecy. I returned with gifts, symbols, stories, remedies of spirit. It was more than just me. I am the weaver of what is unseen, keeper of the night's wisdom as a secret unto itself. All life's needs were in reach, making themselves known as I needed them. At first I thought I had died, but my savior was being neat and clean. This order of structure turned out to be the necessity of survival. Though in my humor, I realized I was stalking my own footsteps and seriously thinking I was being followed. I knew then my instincts and heart feelings were more powerful in navigation than my mind. I had befriended animals that liked hanging out with me, but all would die before me. It brought value deeper to my love. They became ambassadors in my heart. I made shrines around the island where I would visit in celebrations on each full moon. My secret was peace. It proved to be the most powerful foundation to love. That is the language of creation. A strange thing happened. I began to play with the roots and vines, making them into things like ladders and steps. I would weave and propagate new shoots to grow thatching into a cathedral of living roots. It was a whole idea building a series trees as a bridge over streams in the monsoons by using the old growth trees. My hand in the soil feels the heartbeat of the earth. Each seed I bury answers my prayer. Rain is not water alone, but blessing at dawn and dusk, as a routine of ancestors' tears of joy. Winds caress my face, directing my spirit wishes. The sun is my routine, teaching patience through the time arcs of light. Every plant is a telepathic teacher. Walking on hot stones bring me new stories. When I trim a branch, I offer smoke and sap to heal the wound. The fungi are hidden teasing shamans. They are living spooks. Weeds are my friends as guardians of balance. My garden is not mine, but a circle where all creatures have a seat. Butterflies are messengers. Bees are golden scribes of the divine. I honor the cycles of birth, bloom, wither, and return. I plant not only for food, but for the soul of tomorrow. Each season is a ceremony, each harvest a hymn. Every starlight is a cousin to a seed. The drumbeat in my chest changes as I water the troughs. The greatest fruit I harvest is peace, ripened in silence. I have become the chanting spiritual gardener. How is it animals know everything before me? They love it when I pretend I do not see them, and they come close. Making bridges between trees over rivers was probably my greatest achievement. It became a fetish, and then a serious understanding of how I over time landscaped a mini village, all out of living roots, a landscape garden of paradise. And guess what? The animals all loved and respected it, often hanging out with me, watching me do it. It was masterful living architecture. It took 5 years, but after maybe 12, it was a shrine of my art. The mycelium fungi carried on my work, so every time I came back to look at it, it copied my strategy, making it grander. How's that? It made me king of the island, as all creatures came and made nests, making their own ascension dream seats in the canopy. Then I would go to the beach, and I would talk to the island as if it was a father or mother. Just like this old great wisdom tree of the signature of doctrines. In the wildness is where herbs and prayer flags grow as my companions. Their knowledge comes from the roots, listening to the drum music of seasons. Ants clear the litter of old habits, so new shoots of devotion may breathe. I learn weather from beetles, and planting times from the moon, as bird police mark the territories. Flowers in the waters on full moons bless all my emotions. I have treaties by leaving scraps in the same place and let the tiny forest creatures service their needs, because it matters. I respect pest and pollinator as equal partners in the feast of being, and the garden answers with wildcraft herbs in choirs along pilgrimage trails. I celebrate phosphorescent halos as fireflies that circle above coconut trees, knowing gifts return in strange ways. There are gardens politics, sleeping times, fishing rites, polite rituals, waterhole gossip. It is big, bold, and beautiful, in a joy that has an inertia of its own excitement. This was my apprenticeship. I can confirm my humanity is a genesis of nature, my Blue Rishi, in a holistic nest of consciousness throughout the body, that in its perfection of nature is to transcend soul consciousness by the ethics of love. I came to know my own peace, health, and divinity. I give to myself in high distinction by how I wish to orchestrate and interpret God in any creed. This is the syllabus that empowers intuition in how you bring heaven to earth. Blessings, Baba Rishi. This now is my sole gift to you.